What's good, everybody? It's your boy Uniqo Williams. You know what time it is. It's Thursday, so it's Man Cave. It's going down. We're going to go ahead and hit y'all and let you know some of the experiences we go through. And we'll expand on that a little bit later as men. But first off, man, we got the CEO in the house. What's going on? Zelmate.
What's up? It's your boy Life for Zelmate, looking cute, looking clean. Again, Southern Miss to the top, looking sexy.
Oh.
Sexy. And we're going to talk about some.
Somebody sat on the back of a bus for you to say that, bro.
Thank God for Rosa. We appreciate Rosa Parks. To this day.
Oh, God.
To this day.
Let me put my homeboy.
To this
right
day.
here.
I love Rosa Parks. I'm talking about Grandpa. It don't mind me, people.
Put her on the 50.
Speaking of 50, I got my boy T. Ramsey in the house. What's going on?
You already know, here to talk about half of the black experience in America. So, local neighborhood scumbag, ready to rock, ready to roll, ready to troll.
And my brother himself, Mr. Mom Ray. What's going on, brother?
What's up, everybody? I'm here to tell my story and my struggles as being a black man on the Overall 99 podcast, aka Man Cave. Today, you know, that is topic today, right? Right. It's telling the struggles of a black man on this podcast.
Yeah, can be.
Oh, okay. No, so, dealing with Grandpa is a stressful thing. Oh, my bad, ain't my turn. I'll wait.
Well, nice to meet you too. I'm sure our audience would love to hear. So as I'm sure that you don't know by now, today's episode we're going to talk about what it's like to be black in America. Now, people have a different experience. You know, if anybody's been watching Bel Air, you got your Carters of the world, and
welcome to the crew.
And if you and then there's other people that have the same experience somewhat, like Will Smith. You know, Will. Is that his last name in the show too? He is Smith. That's right. He is Smith. So at any rate, you can have that experience, but let's not forget Will Smith. He was kind of privileged as well, but when it all came down to it, he was still black. And we may see some of that in this season of Bel Air. Make sure that y'all tune in for the recap of episode 5 whenever it comes out. It's going down. But we got an episode for that. But
actually it comes out today's Thursday. I think it comes out.
Yeah.
Well, today
so
be ready for watch us today.
Yeah, man, you are quick on the time schemes. For those who don't know, this has been recorded in front of a live studio audience on Tuesdays. But
I don't know if I count my animals as a live studio audience.
That cat.
Wow.
BG do be trying to interrupt the show though. He just come in there and start trying to. He like boo, and then just start tearing stuff up.
This man.
This is the Overall 99 Mediaverse, and it's going down. So with that being said, make sure y'all keep an eye out for that recap. But being black in America, it just comes with different things. At the end of the day, are you just black? At the end of the day, are you just black? And I'll go ahead and start it off and let y'all just go, because I'm just really just gonna say y'all names and we'll give it up. I'm just gonna say my words because I'm right here. I'm just gonna do it. I'm right here. Listen. I'm being self-conscious of being black all the time in public. Like when I'm at my crib, I might do blackety black things, like tell my dog, my pit bulls, sit your ass down somewhere. You know,
pit bull nation.
You know, I put my plastic bags in the drawers for no reason. You know, I do all those things, but when I'm out in public, I'm very aware that I'm black. For instance, I live out in the country. And what's interesting is when I go into town, for whatever reason, I do my best to go the route that will elude the police and their attention. I don't even have nothing on me. I'm not doing anything illegal, but I still find myself just going the most like remote route to go into town, just to go to Walmart. Like I try and make sure I do not, or like, if I'm going somewhere and they get behind me, I can go somewhere. And if I were to get pulled over and know my rights and all that stuff and be like, man, ain't no way you ran my plates that quick. I just turned left in here. Or you follow me for some reason. What did you do? You know, stuff like that. My gym is remotely or it's just pretty much all white people for the most part. I see some black folk get in there, but man, it's uncomfortable. I be trying to find my spots when there's really honestly not many people in there. Cause I don't know. And if y'all
That's
don't,
why I go to my apartment
just my black
complex
and
gym at
black people
night.
out there, just know if there's supposed to be a race war coming, they in there training. I'm gonna tell you that now. They training good.
Getting in the reps.
Oh my God, man. There's some big old white dudes out there, man. They coming for gold. But it's little things like that. Or I've had an instance where I've gone to a store, dollar store, or something like that, and they didn't have what I wanted. And I had to find myself saying, "Oh, y'all just didn't have what I was looking for," to elude some sort of suspicion that I was stealing. I wear my light Yagami backpack wherever I go. But like they might think that I'm stealing, which what's that do? Put me in a situation with the police. And what's that do? We don't know what kind of police officer that's going to confront me. You know what I'm saying? They could be out for people that look like me. My black experience is trying to survive as a black man every single day. Everything I do, I have to do it being cognizant that I'm black. That shit sucks. Everything. Going into work. Some people get privileges to where, I might take me a mental health day and they might take attendance points from me. But if some person that doesn't look like me, maybe they need some time off or something. Oh, we understand. Just go ahead and take some time off. Me, I can't miss a step, bro. I can't miss nothing. And I'm in my career, I can't afford to misstep, period. That's the pressure that's on you every single day. And I just named off several things. You didn't have what I wanted at the store. And I'm scared because I sometimes feel pressured to buy something just so they won't say nothing. That's what it's like to be black in America. Not to mention the regular stuff you got to handle, like your health, your family, things that other people are going through. You got to really look at stuff like that. You got to think about that stuff while also trying to move in a society where it kind of feels like they don't want you to move there. So
Rex?
My experience. I apologize. Zell may put me up to the deep speech today. So let me pass the ball to you.
We recently saw Jerry Allen get critiqued because he wore what he wanted to wear. That's another part that Joe didn't kind of get into. He wore what he wanted to wear, and a lot of people, including white people, criticized him. Boy, what did you got on? It wasn't even nothing bad. It ain't like it was janky. It was just a regular hoodie and some pants. And everybody, because all of a sudden you have to live up to being black, right? You rich and black, you got to have all the finest cars. I saw J.R. Smith talk about this. I want to shout him out on the Pivot podcast. What was it? I Am Athlete. One of them was. But he said, he was like, yo, listen, when people see me, I used to throw $60K at the strip club when I could have put that into my community. Again, if you make it, you got this expectation. Again, if you talk intelligent, you seem white. Even though I don't know many white people that talk intelligent. It's just that word intelligence you put with white. You talk smart, you white. That's
a good point.
Even though white people don't even talk intelligent, they talk slurs and country, and especially where we live, Monte. Where you just get this instinct where, oh, they smart, so you white. What? Why is smart and white significant to us? We got to talk. That's like a mind thing too. Is again, we have a mental block that all of a sudden things that's natural or things that educated or anything that's what you see as a plus seem to be white. And once you gotta like stunt on everybody, not pick each other up, stunt. And not only and that's a little difference between what Joe said. Cause I was listening to what Joe saying and all the things, and I'm pretty sure Monte gonna come with thing. Tor, we all live different experience, but you got this thing. My mom told me when I was little, you always got to be 3 times as good. And you think that's an exaggeration. For anybody watching who might not be black and don't understand that, you have to be 3 times as good, and then you find out, yes, you actually do. You actually have to be 3 times because you don't have, again, I know this video some reason just started blowing up. what I was talking about, white privilege. Again, it might not even be necessarily racism, but I got to be comfortable with you. How you get in this space? You got to be comfortable with me. You have to network with me. And that networking usually take us out of our culture. So now, to Joe's point, you have a instinct of I'm black everywhere you go, right?
Yeah.
And you got two things you do with it.
Yeah.
You either pride yourself in it or you adapt. You talk on the phone. We talked about this on Keep It in Now. You go in your white person voice when you talk to certain people. Like, we call it my white person voice. Oh, I got to talk intelligent and talk smart and not talk in my regular way. I have to change my culture. I have to dress a certain way. I have to have this certain image. I would have to be clean cut. I can't do anything natural to me. I always have to do something to fit in to whatever room I'm in. And that's why I started off what I said like that. Why I started off where people expect these things, where they expect you to wear change. Because somehow I even have to fit in my community. Because of their expectation. Not only that, I have to fit in when I go to that community. So now I have to learn how to code switch. Which is the reason I shout out Snoop Dogg a lot, because somehow he's the only person I ever seen that can go anywhere and hang out with Martha Stewart and be Snoop Dogg, and then go in the hood and still be Snoop Dogg, because 90% of other people can't do that because you have to code switch and everybody, oh, you being fake. No, that's how you survive.
Yeah.
Like, if I need a job to eat, and if I don't eat, if I can't get a job to eat, I'm a starve, right? So you have to so I gotta now acclimate to the society to get what I want, and then I gotta come back to the hood and figure out who I am there, because that situation, and you don't want to be disconnected from your people. So now you gotta figure out how to move around in every society. And sometimes a lot of it, neither one of them is even you. That's what it's like. You have to move everywhere because everybody has certain expectations. If you're 6'3", everybody asks you if you're a basketball player. And no, ma'am, I'm a doctor. No, ma'am, I gotta own a business. Oh, you do? What kind of business you own? You a producer? You own music industry? What? And that's something we fighting for. You always relegated to a spot that everybody else put you in. And you always expected to be what a lot of other people expect you to be, right? You always put it in this position. And that's the different areas that different black people go through different things in different areas. So that's one thing I would say we're going to expand on a little more, but let's let other people talk.
Hey, I want to bring up Shisui from the Yu Hakusho show. We just got done, in a sense, talking about this series. Man, he had mad characters in his head, and they would come out while he was fighting Yusuke. And man, that's, in a sense, I hate that word, but when people use it, like, they be like, "You a chameleon, ain't you?" I don't want to say I'm a chameleon. I just got to do what I got to do in certain situations. Like, when I hop on my podcast, it's me. This is who I am. This is what I do. Blah, blah, blah. This is who I am. But when I'm out there at work, I'm not. If you walk past me and you light skin, I hit you with that. There he is. Oh, what does that even mean? There he is. What, you know what I'm saying? You're like, what does that mean? Using words like bud. Don't use that. But I use it where I need to use it. If it's gonna get me in the door, you know what I'm saying? Because they don't give you a chance unless sometimes because what did we say? That people, even with the NFL owners, they like somebody that's relatable, and a lot of times it's somebody that looks like them. So yeah. With that being said, even though you might be a chameleon, you can fit in anywhere. That doesn't mean that you dislike anybody more than anything else. It's just in order to gain that relationship that you think you have with somebody, you gotta switch it up a little bit. But man, I don't want to seem colorist or anything, man. T Ramsey, can you go next? I got you, Mon Ray. Look, can my boy T Ramsey get in here? We don't discriminate on this show. What is it like to be a black man?
Or mixed kid in your case?
Yeah.
Well,
I was gonna let him do that. If he wanted to talk about that, I was gonna let him do that.
I don't want to come off as colorist. I don't want to come off as this dark skinned hating person that's
Too
like,
late.
oh, yeah, you're right. Black people be mean as hell. No, no. But I mean, we've all got. I had an ex that was a white woman, and she used to ask me. She used to be like, "Why is it that whenever you go somewhere, you gotta be as loud as possible. You gotta be, because I mean, you see me in the grocery store, the music's blaring, I smell like what I smell like, and I'm gonna keep it moving." And I explained it to her like this: if my music's blaring and you know where I'm at, you can't be like, I ain't gotta worry. There ain't nobody gonna be like, oh, he was trying to sneak around and do this, or he was trying. No, you know where I'm at all points in time. You ain't gotta worry about me. I'm chilling, and that is what that is. But you get tired of it. It gets played out. You, like Joe said, it gets played out. You feel like you gotta, wherever you go, if they ain't got something you want, you feel like you gotta goddamn buy something just so they don't think you're stealing or taking something. Or, but I've been very lucky in the fact that I really don't care what people think about me in the least part, especially when it doesn't, they have no importance or impact on my life in any way, shape, or form. That's where being a scumbag really comes in clutch for me, is because at the end of the day, as long as my bills are paid, my animals are fed, I'm gonna be kosher. So I've dealt with, and I've dealt with it on both sides. I've dealt with freaking living in the hood, and the black people be like, oh, well, since you got a white family, oh, you got nicer this, or you can do this, or you can do that. And then with the hanging out with white people, you got to deal with those. You got white friends back in the day when you were a kid, their parents look at you funny because you're the black kid that hangs out with them. Oh, this and that. And it really, I found that once you get to this point, once you get to the point where you know what you're doing, you know what people can and can't bust your balls for, so to speak, you really care a lot less about what they think. And that's, like I said, that's been my greatest weapon, because I feel like when it comes to being a chameleon, I think I've done an amazing job at that, because I can literally, you can catch me in the hood at the trap house kicking it with these gangster niggas, or you can catch me at your local rock concert doing a line of cocaine off of some chick's rap.
Yep,
So
yep.
I'm I'm all over the place. You catch me at the Project Pat show on Wednesday, and I'll be moshing the Slipknot on the next day. So I mean, and it's a fine line that I tread, being the mulatto, if you would. It's here in Indiana. They look at. I feel like you might be prone to more discrimination being mixed, because now they're like, oh, well, your mother. I don't know how many times my mother's been called an N-word lover. You know what I mean? How many times freaking, I've literally, I've become immune to racism to a certain degree.
Then. Talk your truth.
I was gonna say, I've become immune to racism to a certain extent, because at the end of the day, I can outtalk most of these white folks. You ain't gonna outtalk me. And at the end of the day, if you really want to come down to like, let's talk about some actual political topics. Let's talk about, I can hold a conversation with anybody. And if I can't, I know when to shut up. I'm not one of them. And that's what people, I've learned how to disarm people with the way there's nothing like, that's what scares white people the most to a certain extent, is when they say black people feel safest, when they say white people feel safest when black people are scared. Well, that would mean that white people are the least safe when black people aren't scared. And well, I'm never scared. So it's really, I think we all have different experiences, but like the core things we deal with, as far as like dealing with the looks and the hushed tones, or I'm sure we've all came into a room of predominantly white people and heard it get a lot quieter once we get in there before. At least I know I have. And
Cracker Barrel.
Oh, I don't even go in there. That name's a little too crazy to me. You know what the actual Cracker Barrel was? That's where they kept the whips at.
Wow.
Yeah, for real. The actual Cracker Barrel was where they kept the whips at when you had to get out there and get on them. But thankfully, if we were back in them olden days, I'd probably be a house N-word. So but I'd have probably got shot for hooking up with Mass's daughter. So, I mean.
That would be your half sister, probably.
That would be your half sister. Monte. Joe,
It's Indiana. What can I say?
I just want to give a quick shout out to anybody that's watched Power Book of Ghost. I've been on that lately. Power Book of Ghost. There's a girl in their super duper honors class. I think her name is like Brunacia, whatever. She is 100% herself in that show, and she's ghetto, blah blah blah. The stereotype, but she's like is one of the smartest in the class, or one of the most smart in the class. Excuse me, and she speaks her truth. And she says it how she sees it, and she says it how she wants to say it. Like she's like, I'm not about to come in here and just talk intelligently for you. I'm gonna come here and talk how I talk, and I'm still gonna get this A. So shout out to people that can get away with doing stuff like that. I'm glad they wrote a girl like her or a person like her into the show like that, because that was something I've never seen really succeed. You know what I'm saying? How she loud.
It's good to see when people don't fake the funk.
But she might be loud, black, ghetto, whatever you're trying to say, but was she right?
There we go.
All right. So
y'all got that firsthand handed down racism that y'all be dealing with, you and Mom Ray and Zell May. So I love hearing what y'all say.
I mean, this is my thoughts. Okay, so the question is, what is it like, or how do you feel, or how is it to be a black man in America in 2022? My answer to that is it's probably the hardest and most confusing thing to be in 2022. The reason I say that, you have the same issues that black men have always had to deal with, whether it be racism, inequality, things like that we've had to deal with for tens to hundreds of years. You have that combined with the new age millennial problems that have come from being a black man in America, whether it be struggling to get your own identity, bashing all over social media, whether it comes from other races, other sources. Sometimes even African American women have, like, even if you look at a lot of talk shows nowadays, the way that a lot of times the black man get bashed is almost unreal. So you have the issues that you had from the past combined with the issues that you have of the future, to where even now, if you were to ask a 2022 person what is the definition of manhood, you wouldn't even get a consistent answer anymore. Where in the past you used to get like, okay, manhood, this is what it consists of, this is what it's like, this is what generally being a man is, those identification qualities. You don't get that anymore. It's hard to identify even just being a man, since that term can be taken to all sorts of places, especially when it comes to the battles of the identification of gender nowadays. It's just all over the place. So first, trying to identify as to what it means to be a proper man in 2022, and then you combine that with what is the true definition of being a black man in 2022. It's a lot of stuff you have to deal with. And so just being a black man nowadays is almost just as hard to simply walk outside. It's hard to not have those same negative opinions, not to have those same negative stereotypes, not to have those same defense mechanisms that we've always had to, like Uniqo said, even walking in the store nowadays, you still have the same issue of walking in the store and sort of getting watched side-eyed, sometimes even being followed. Yep. Sometimes, give people coming up for customer service. Hey, you need anything, because they just seen you walking around looking. And they just wonder, oh, well, are you going to be one of those guys, or the stereotype of, black people being in the hood, oh, the hood life is all that's all you are, that's all you've ever been. Anybody that's grown up in the hood knows that mentality is everywhere in there. And like a lot of times, if you're in the hood, that's that mindset of you'll never leave is rampant in there. And then trying to be an example that people can follow when it comes to being a black man is very hard, because the other problem that you have is, unlike I'll say our grandparents and even our parents, a lot of black men don't really have a good role model to look at and model their life off of. Like, in the past, you'd be like, okay, we got Martin Luther King out here fighting for our rights, Malcolm X, even going to like some of the younger age, we used to be able to look at good couples, whether it was like Will Smith at one point, or taking some of the shows we used to watch on television, whether it be like the Cosby Show, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, some of those marriages, try to take some of those examples. But a lot of those things have been quote unquote exposed to where nowadays you don't really have a good consistent role model to try to see what is a good marriage, what is a good man to try to model yourself out, what are good morals, what are good mindsets to have. It's so many different opinions that it's hard to take the facts of which ones you should follow or which ones you should try to model up of or what you should do. Even kids growing up nowadays, they're seeing so many different mindsets and opinions and thoughts that they're going to be all over the place by the time they're in their teens, 20s. They're going to be all over the place. Yeah. They're going to be a project of TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. To where you used to have aspirations of what you want to be when you grow up. Oh, I want to be a teacher because I like teaching. I like telling people this. I like, sharing knowledge, learning about stuff. To what you want to be when you grow up? I want to be a YouTube creator. I want to be a TikToker. I want to be an Instagram model. I want to be
an influencer,
a content creator. And not to say those things are bad, but we're more of just following a trend instead of, going out there on our own and making our own mark. And being a black man in America, you have all those things to try to deal with. And then you're a black man on top of it. So it's just like, oh, wow, I have to deal with all of those issues and then the new age issues and just try to find my own way, try to find my own foot in the ground. Because a lot of times, a lot of black men can't necessarily ask their fathers, hey, dad, what do I do now? Because not everybody got their father in their life, whether for different reasons, whether you don't have the best relationship with them. Not everybody's blessed like that. So a lot of times it's trial and error. And what I would say is a black man in America and growing up, even though it's not easy, even though it's not difficult, don't be afraid to make your own way. Don't be afraid to have your own mindset to do the things that you feel is you want to do to enrich your life and to be better. Like don't be afraid of that. Don't follow this follower mentality that we're in nowadays. Like everywhere you go, like, okay, follow me here, do this, do that. Don't always just follow that follower mentality. If you want to do something for you, if you want to make your mark into the world, do that. Don't be afraid to do something that makes you happy. Because nowadays, you really can't depend on nobody but yourself first. Like there are other people you can learn to depend on, other people you can try to help you, but ultimately the number one person you can depend on is going to be yourself. There's not a lot of, power movements everywhere to be like, okay, there's not going to be a lot of places to go where like, okay, if you're feeling sick, if you're not feeling well, if you're having some mental health issues, we've talked about mental health a lot of times on our man caves in the past, but there's not a lot of mental health institutions that are just ascribing for black men to come to. Like, hey, if y'all struggle, if y'all have issues, come here with us. Not a lot of those. Not a lot of groups. There's not even a lot of groups where black men get together a lot of times to enrich each other and bless each other and share knowledge and all that kind of stuff like it used to be. How many times when we were growing up, all y'all can probably relate to stuff like this. How many times did y'all parents just take y'all to your neighbor's house, your aunt's, your uncle's house, and all over and like, hey, we finna go play cards for a couple of hours. We finna go and have share the 4th of July with the family and all this kind of stuff like that. Go pop some firecrackers on your aunt's house. We finna go walk down the street and visit them. Finna go to the candy lady with a few of your friends. You used to be able to do all that kind of stuff, all that kind of togetherness, all kind of be able to sharing and growing with people. Where's that now? Like, how many times where's that now? How many times can kids nowadays, anybody be like, hey, we finna go play cards at this place? Not really. How many times we finna go to the candy lady down the street? Not really. We can go hang out with our friends and shoot some hoops down the street at the court down the street. Not a lot of that. It's not really a lot of togetherness. It's not really a lot of people joining together. It's a lot of individual mindsets, a lot of separation, a lot of that. So ultimately, the number one person you can depend on is yourself. But if you can be that kind of beacon so that other people can be the example that you create, they can follow your lead, do that. Ascribe to be a leader. Don't ascribe to be a follower. Have your own mindset. Have your own goals, your own morals, your own values. Ascribe to do those kind of things. Don't always just follow what everybody else says. And most importantly, do your own research. Please, the best thing you can do as a black man in America is be a smart black man in America. That's the most important thing you can do, is be a smart man. Like, so if you can be smart, know what to do, how to do it, know what to look out for, the pitfalls, learn from other people's experiences, please do that. That's what I say do. Because the ignorant man, and ignorant by ignorant, I literally mean just lack of knowledge. To be an ignorant person nowadays in 2022, it don't
It's
lead to a
dangerous.
good outlook, man. You really don't.
Check out Canada right now.
I mean, even going to Canada, like a knowledgeable thing is to that a lot of people in our 2022 ain't really realizing that Russia and
Shout out
Ukraine
to
is on the
Tucker.
cusp of war. That's just one example of just knowing things about the world around you, not just knowing what's swiping on TikTok. Like, just be smart. That's all I got to say.
I was just talking about Canada and how they fighting against the mask mandates and stuff, but
that too.
ignorance.
I thought you were talking about the
man.
trucker strike.
A lot of people don't really know what's going on in the world. They just know what's going on in their world. That's the problem. Know what's going on in the world, not your world. Because your world is not
We're
reality.
looking at World War III down the barrel, man.
Possibly. I don't think
You'll
it'll
be
get
dancing.
that far, but it is good to just keep an
I
eye
don't.
out on this
Russia
whole
don't want them
Ukraine
problems
thing.
at the end of the day. Just stay out of the Ukraine. Come on.
Nobody really
But
wants nuclear war.
If they go
but
in there, I mean, the Ukraine's not part of NATO, so I mean, we technically shouldn't really care.
But I mean, we shouldn't. But then again, you have to remember that's how World War One started. It started with just
Yeah,
Hitler
that's
just want this one
right.
thing of Poland, and
With
then
us.
we just want this one little thing of Poland, man. We don't want nothing, just Poland, and then
We saw how that turned out.
yeah, so it just takes one domino sometimes, man. But that's on World War possibly, and that's also in your own life. Sometimes it just take you knocking over that one domino to have that effect keep going. That could be for good or
Just
for
know
bad.
if it happens, we draft dodging over here.
Ain't you too old to be drafted?
Hey,
Shoot.
if 30 is the draft limit, bro, I'm good.
I'm not
25.
30
wasn't
for another. I'm not 30 for another month, so as long as it don't pop off till then.
Man, they about
Give
to
me-
raise the age because LeBron James still playing.
I was
Oh,
gonna say
God.
LeBron James still playing basketball. Draft day
LeBron
going up to
almost
45.
40. He good. Unless they go to
It's like what?
Man,
unless they
all
go
I know
every
is
living able.
I don't
grown
know.
I'm just gonna let you
I'm
know
not trying
now.
to
If
see
that was to
Vladimir
happen and they
Putin
start
riding a bear
drafting,
down the street no time soon.
hey, I ain't gonna lie to you. This finna be a straight hood mentality proverb thing. I'm finna say, but if they start drafting all the 25 and under brothers, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you I'm gonna do my part to be a part of the new millennial baby boom that's gonna happen. I'm gonna do my part to spread my my knowledge to all
no.
of the
The
all
seeds
of
of knowledge.
the women that will be just out here lonely, and I will do my best to comfort them at their times.
Let's
You know, like
go.
Come on.
just like all the toxic people that will be out here 30 and above, I will be doing my part to
Hey,
spread
shout
that.
out to my boy Monray, and on one of the shows he's doing the Simps, in fiction.
Will Smith's got to be the king of simps.
Who is the king or queen of Simps, or just master of Simps, the Simps universe? I don't know. So, but that brings me to this, man, bro. We will lose because I feel like there's that many Simps out there right now, 25 and under.
Oh yeah, they ain't ready to fight no
in the
war.
And know that I'm out here. Monray out here. You know
It's
when
1826. It's 1826.
can't wear his jewelry and all that stuff, and all that. He had to go get and old Joe come over there and have a pot of beans going all day. Come on over. Had that chicken bacon in the oven for a little bit. Come on over when I get out of work, girl.
I just feel so lonely. It's okay. I promise it's okay. I got you.
Look, I got emotional support animals over here. Come on.
I got you. I got you.
I'm not. No, baby. You don't need to buy. I don't need to buy you nothing. To keep
9 months later, man, we came back. We won. I won too. Oh dang! Oh my bad.
Let's go.
They're gonna turn anarchists when they come back. They're like, "Fuck America."
You said it's Vietnam Part 2 coming soon.
I ain't gonna really do. I ain't gonna really do it, but boy,
He really ain't finna snake all your ladies, but he is.
But I am.
I just want y'all to know it's a lot of honey going on a lot of sad ladies.
Everybody watch this show is 30 and older, so they probably ain't finna.
Now the newly single women, I ain't got no problem with that. I just don't try to break up relationships. But the newly single ones, hey, my door is always open.
Not me. I'm breaking up relationships, yo. If you got a problem, it's not my fault.
Are you pulling a David? From the Bible?
What's a David?
A King David? Oh, your husband tragic. I put him in the front of the wall and he died.
No,
My bad.
I do not. Of course
That's
not.
it.
No, I do
That's
not want to
cool.
do anything like I don't want to do anything like that. No, bless David. You know, he paid for what he did, but I don't want to do anything like that. But if they just so happen to be single, if they just be like, okay, you finna go off the wall, I don't know what's finna happen, so we just finna break up and we're finna take a break. We finna take a break and we're gonna get back together when you get
Take a
back.
break while you're
During
fighting
that
for the
break,
country and all.
I don't
sick,
mind breaking off, during that break. But if she in a
Breaking her
relationship,
off.
if she in a relationship, yeah. But if she decides, no, we're gonna take a little break, and then when you come back, we're gonna pick up where you left off. Perfect.
I'm gonna tell
The
you,
No problem.
as a man, don't. That's a lie. She just lying to you. She still.
Yeah, don't do
wants
break.
you
Please,
I was about to say,
don't do
y'all-
break.
That
Don't-
break
don't,
is just a
come on,
lie
man.
that make believe because they said them words and he didn't really mean it, and she didn't, and she pretended like she didn't mean it. She just wants some like, hey, you ain't gonna be here.
Please
so
don't do no
you
break,
going to
man.
jail? So
You do a break, somebody's gonna break her off, and then she's gonna come back to you afterwards, possibly.
That ain't
That's
happening.
possible. So please don't.
And,
do no
or she might not come back, and then you're gonna be real sad.
Throw out there possibly. Don't do breaks, man. Either y'all together or you not. Do not do
All right,
breaks. Breaks don't work.
I know this ain't the breakup zone, but yeah, it's a lot to come with it. You got to be worried about getting snaked and all that.
Bruh,
There are plenty of brothers out there
I've
who
been
think they have great relationships,
I've been that.
but our DMs would say otherwise.
I've been in that whole situation where I'm the break rebound guy, and after our fling, that man came with a ring. So
Hey, that's a fact. That's a fact.
So
Shout
when
out to
he
all the
get
brothers
back-
out here wifing my leftovers.
That brother did not know, bruh. He did not know.
you don't think so?
He didn't know.
Bro, don't,
If he'd have
don't
known, I
trust the
promise
break.
you.
Not
I
if he
promise
put a
you that
ring on
ring
it, he
wouldn't have
didn't
came
know.
had he known, bruh. That ring wouldn't have came had he known, bruh. He'd be like, oh, I didn't do anything, baby. I was just sitting here like thinking about our relationship. Yeah, I was thinking about it too. Yeah, she was thinking, all right.
Y'all come back in them Camaros, and we're gonna be riding in her Pontiac. Don't worry.
But yeah, I take the Pontiac. You go ahead and come back with your Camaro and buy her back all you want to, but just know that her back has been bought out.
Don't worry.
Already.
I kept it broke in for you. There ain't no ring rust going on. I promise.
Yep. So that's what it's like being a black man in America. If you don't gotta go to war, if you gotta go to war, you're gonna be sick the whole time.
We gonna be there to smash your lady.
And actually, yes, we will be there to
Well,
smash.
Tori
you.
won't. Tori going to the draft, so
They got. Hey, if the cutoff's 30, like I said, I got a month, so you better invade Poland soon, or you ain't getting me. Or the Ukraine.
Please don't
my bad.
invade
Look,
nowhere. Let's not have this. Please don't invade nowhere.
oh, wait, shout out to the you said
Hey,
shout out to the
you say
military and all
that tomorrow, Vladimir Putin's riding a bear into the Ukraine on the news.
Not since we talking about this Putin, it's gonna have some weird thing at the bottom of this thing telling me this long paragraph about what's going over in Ukraine at the bottom of the video. So thank you, YouTube, for that information. While we talking about cheating on people,
The more you know. We went from black in America to goddamn international armed amnesty.
But it'll
There we
affect
go.
us anyway, because they're gonna need bodies, they're gonna need people to work, they're gonna make rules to set up and all that stuff. So
If you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend and you going off for training, just cheat while you over there.
Joe encouraged bad behavior. And
Let's go.
Who's to say what's bad?
And
Do we gotta
overall-
I was
go?
about to say,
And overall,
look, quit judging, Zelma.
Do we gotta go to the? Do we gotta go to the anime villain arcs right now to see if are they really bad or
There
not?
ain't no
Excuse
ring.
me.
I'm gonna make her sing.
Excuse me.
As the
Man,
CEO
black
of
man in America, y'all better learn the dating game. It is not pretty.
I was about to
as
say,
CEO of
listen, if
Overall
you black, y'all
99
better go out there and take advantage of these white women. What are y'all doing?
as we don't as the owner and CEO of Overall 99 ET, we do not condone any words that have been said over the last 3 minutes.
Anime villain arcs, are they really bad? Is that what we
Just remember, I'm a scumbag for a reason.
Who's to say what's bad?
But yeah, as everybody stated, we have a lot of. I hope we made y'all laugh a little bit in the middle. I know a lot of that might trigger some people.
Don't rein them in.
Yo, hey, listen.
Don't rein them in.
And I'm not talking about what just did. I hope we made y'all laugh because I know some people might get triggered because they might have like that PTSD. We just saw Will go through it with the thing, and they get followed in stores. They get harassed by the police.
I was thinking about Will and Jada. You talking about the show? I was like, yeah, he probably got PTSD every time he hear an August Alsina song.
Boy, let's not do this.
Okay. But yeah, you might have PTSD from the things we talked about. We hope we can break it a little bit in that and make you laugh a little bit about it after her.
Go to therapy.
Yeah, but like I said,
I do.
Before and after.
Yeah. But yeah, being a black man in America is it's a lot to it. It's intricate.
It's got its perks and it's got its not so great parts.
You're gonna have stereotypes. You're gonna go into a list of random people, and we ain't even gotten to everything. We might have to make an episode about it, but it's some young black dude right here, 16.
There's not enough time in the world to cover it all.
Yeah, it's some young black dude, 16, 30-year-old woman, then got him, and then all of a sudden his whole identity is sexual related. And he's like, his whole ego and his whole manhood based on around sex. And that's another episode. But
then you're gonna end up with goddamn 10 kids by 4 different women and
that's like
avoiding child.
And that's what Man Cave kind of about.
Stereotype come to life.
Yeah, and that's what Man Cave about. Everybody, we all know a dude that like had sex with like some woman that was way older when they was a teenager, and then they become like this sexual demon.
Most of us probably did.
And their personality become like that their whole personality revolve around that, and they gotta be that person, and then it probably becomes in something bigger that leads to other trauma, that leads to niggas ain't and and then it leads to a whole carousel of life that nobody wants to talk about. But we'll talk about in one episode one day.
Yep. And I will advocate therapy on that episode as I do on almost every episode.
Because it's real. Because once you do that, something like that young, and then your whole personality becomes that, and that's something that people don't want to talk about. How this older lady took advantage of this young naive dude, and like it's like a cool little porn meme or something, but it's true. And then like the whole identity become like, I'm that dude, and because I get women, and they don't really mean nothing because you still broke. And you ain't accomplishing nothing in life, so what? But at the same time, it becomes like your identity, and it's another. But that's a whole nother subject. We talked about being white in places and stuff. I try not to do that. That's why I try to do my own thing, because I don't care.
Have you heard your voicemail, nigga?
I don't even got a voicemail. That's how you know.
I was gonna say, who sets up their voicemail still?
I mean, I think I got the same voicemail I think I had like 6 years ago.
I didn't even got a voicemail.
I feel like Monte used to have music on those voicemails. Like
come on my voicemail. That robot
leave
woman.
a message at the beat.
Siri be on my voicemail. It ain't even Siri. I don't know who that woman. The woman before Siri. She like, this guy. Like, leave a message.
If I don't answer, you're gonna get this voicemail box has not been set up yet.
Tori, people trying to call you. Leave. Put a voicemail on so we can leave a message and leave. But yeah, man, it's a lot of different things, man. It's a lot of heartbreak, a bunch of mental stuff that we gonna talk about on Man Cave. We gonna talk about some fun stuff too, but we gonna talk about all that stuff and how it starts, because I feel that's why this show was made, because no one talks about it. It's all like all of them male, a lot of them are male bravado and some little weird shows.
Don't be afraid to be like Lil Wop.
I don't know who that is, but I'm 30, so I don't know who that is.
He's Gucci Mane. He's Gucci Mane's ex-artist that just came out as bisexual on social media, and he did it in a crazy, wild way. He came out with the tied-up wife beater and lipstick on, and just a couple years ago, he was 1017 Brick Squad all day, and now he is out there saying, I like boys and girls. And Gucci Mane has disavowed him thoroughly. Y'all know how it is.
That's another thing we can talk about.
Hey,
that's another trauma.
Hip-hop's wild, yo.
We can also talk about that, the trauma between black families being synonymous with kicking out like LGBTQ people, and how that affects the
LGBTQI plus A, so they don't tweak on us.
Yeah, and how they kick people out, and that's trauma that causes. Unfortunately, ain't nobody here had that experience in that case, but it's still something to talk about. Like,
my parents been solid. Shout out to them.
Yeah, so you got it's a lot of stuff to it. It's a lot of stuff that comes with, as Monte said, the regular society stuff, and then being African American, being one of us, being the kings and queens that we are, dealing with all kind of things. So, but we're gonna talk about the show. So
be the outsider.
Yeah, so like I said, I do my own thing. I rock by my own beat. But remember to like and subscribe. Like I said, we're gonna talk about all that stuff, all the stuff you probably feel something about that no one talks about. We're gonna try to bring it up for you, and so we can work out, and maybe it could be a little bit of therapy and a little bit of laughs at the same time for you. All right, Joseph,
Take us out.
I wasn't sure. Shit, I started feeling like I was Tom Brady coming in for Drew Bledsoe, or you was Tom Brady coming in for Drew Bledsoe. You take us out.
Joe.
No, hey man, it's been yo, this man cave, man. We got into it. We appreciate y'all listening to it. Make sure you like and subscribe. Of course, you can find your boy UniqoWilliams.com. All my links to everywhere is there. Just go give me the traffic, and then go give everything else the traffic. Oh man, when I touch the screen, make sure that anybody out there, make sure y'all come through. Anybody that's in the area, in the 765-317 area, hell 260, make sure that y'all come through. The doors open at 7:00 at Mad Jack's second floor. We got an African fashion show up here for you. It's going down. I think there's gonna be some dancers. It's gonna be a bar, but like not a crazy bar, but it's gonna have wine, but it's gonna have, hey, it's Black History Month, so you know the Henny and the Casamigos and all that's gonna be there. You know how we do.
But you won't find no Coke 45.
It's $12 to get in. It's $12 to get in if you pre-buy your tickets at the door. I don't know. So just make sure check out my website as well. I'm gonna have links to that somewhere for y'all. Tell me,
Monterey, tell them where they can find you.
Oh
Yeah, your boy.
Damn, you really Tom Brady right now.
Throwing in passes.
Be like this
Hey, take us
sometimes.
out. That's right, Monterey.
Be like that sometimes, man. Sometimes, you got to hit that Philly special, pass the ball to yourself. Like, I got, Anyway, you can find your boy. I'm on Instagram. I'm even on Facebook, especially on TikTok, all under Monray Hudson. The link tree is in the description below. If you want to get some of my hot takes, especially on TikTok, I come back in the comment section. I ain't afraid to defend what I got to say. Even I'm going to talk about some Fire Force later on tonight. Best believe. But otherwise, y'all can catch me on all different podcasts on my link tree, the Blur Cartel, the Great Overall 99, even Buzz, Broke Ugly Dudes. We still in this thing. So please come catch your boy. Come see what I got. It's going to be great. Otherwise, till next time, take care of yourselves and each other, just like Jerry Springer said.
Yeah, I'm right here. Like and subscribe. All my links are below.
T Ramsey, what's happening, man?
Oh, y'all. Afro Comedy 765 everywhere. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, 4chan. All your being a scumbag all over the internet. Y'all know what it is.
AOL Instant Messenger is going down.
Hey. Them chat rooms were nasty.
So right on, everybody. Have a good rest of your week. This has been another episode of Man Cave. Peace.